Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-September 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. My guides and spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the Cancer Collective? Early to mid-September, what energies, messages, insights can we share with our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer. Early to mid-September. Let's get this card out here nice and fast. There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Oh, we got the femme fatale. Okay, this is always a very intriguing visit when she shows up to a reading, because there's like a beautiful confidence to this card, but there's a little bit of danger too. And I don't see her often. That's a card that comes out rarely, and you got it this week. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. Always a nice little set of imagery when the femme fatale shows up. So you see her here all dressed in red. She's holding on to a rose. There's a red bird there, and there's also these Venus flytraps here. Now, when I see her, I usually think of the Queen of Wands type of energy. So we're talking about self-confidence, beauty, aesthetics. So for some Cancerians out there, you might be feeling great about yourself, or there's something about your self-confidence, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. It's being highlighted here when the femme fatale is in the mix. The one thing I always say about her is that there's also a caution. So in this time, there might be certain things that look great. They might seem very appealing, but also have a little sense of danger to it. So you might want to proceed with a little bit of caution, obviously not in a terrible way. But for some of you, this could just be speaking about you and your self-confidence. So that could be very good. But yeah, I always have to give that little message, especially with the rose, because roses have thorns, right? They're beautiful, but they can harm you. The Venus flytrap emits a scent and hormones and pheromones, and I'm not exactly what it is scientifically, but it draws things in and entraps them. So just watch out for anything that might seem too good to be true. We're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Cancerians. Let's see what we got. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Surprising Situation. So just know, even for the coming weeks, because that energy could bleed over, there might be certain situations that are just popping up out of nowhere. Now, sometimes things happen where we could kind of see it in the tea leaves, like we kind of know it's coming. Our intuition, especially as water signs, we have a very good sense when something is impending. The vibe I was picking up was like stuff popping up out of nowhere. So whether that was good things, hopefully it's good things. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for the Cancers, please. What is happening for my good friends? Thank you. Okay, 4 of Swords. Might need to take a rest or a break from something. Okay, this could be a very good card of self-care, so let's get a couple more here. All right, we're just going to place that down in position number 1. 2 more. We got the Lovers, so personal relationships, connections could really be at play when this card shows up. Usually a very silky, smooth, easygoing type of energy. There could be something you're trying to let it blow over. I don't know why that energy is presenting itself, but it's like, all right, it'll pass. It'll blow over. Let's get one more, and we'll really piece it together. Either that or someone you're connected to has that mindset. Okay, we do have the 5 of Pentacles here on the back end. Now, that is something we might have to watch out for. Okay, it's a very interesting mixture of energy we have going this week, because there is great energy, there's neutral energy, but at the same time, there's an energy that's not too hot. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance here, elementally, which is always what I look at first, we have the double down of this air. Okay, now air in tarot and divination represents one's mind state, their mind, but also talking and communicating. We have some earth, which could be material things, material aspects, work, career, stuff like that. So we have like this interesting mixture where we could be looking at various situations, various things that are going on. There's just something about this Five of Pentacles on the back end that I'm a little skeptical about. So we're going to want to proceed with caution with that as well, similar to like the femme fatale. So let's go through bit by bit and really just build this out. So position number one, the Four of Swords. Now, I was speaking about that a little bit as we started and pulled out. Now, you see this individual, looks like they're sleeping. Now, there are different connotations to this card. It could represent meditation. It could represent rest. It could represent taking a break. For some of you, if you've been through a trying time recently, this could be spirit telling you like, hey, you might need a minute. You might need a second. This is a big card of recovery, recuperation. So all of these things could really be in play. It's a very healing type of energy. Now, for some of you, if we're getting hyper specific, make sure you're getting proper rest, relaxation, and sleep, because this is one of the cards that I do link to sleep. Now, in the positive, there's a regenerative energy when this card shows up. Now, in the challenge, because you know I always like to give both sides of the coin, the Four of Swords could represent something that has stalled out, something that's a little stuck in the muck, something that's not really moving, and it's a very stubborn type of energy. So it's something we're going to want to look into for sure. Now, moving to the center, we have a much more fluid type of vibe. And of course, since both of these are the air, we could be speaking about someone's mindset. Okay, that's why I was saying with this cautionary energy, like somebody you're connected to might not be in the best mindset, but it's not a total loss here. But the center has the Lovers. Now, for a portion of you might be connected to Gemini here. And the Lovers has the Archangel Raphael on it. Interestingly, the Archangel Raphael is connected to healing. So when I was speaking about this Four of Swords being regenerative, very healing for some of you, now is a great time to go through a healing process. It's not always easy, but now there must be something astrologically that will assist you in resolving situations from the past, baggage from the past. There's a very healing type of energy around the collective. The Lovers obviously could represent partnerships. It could represent people that we have very deep bonds with. This is soul ties, soul connections, karmic ties, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes it could also represent like friends, family members, stuff like that. Like anyone that we have a very deep, close bond with. So as opposed to looking at your energy, we might be looking at somebody else's that you're connected to in this week's reading. Okay, same goes for cross watchers. So we're going to want to look at this. Obviously, the challenge of the Lovers could represent disharmony in those areas, or we could be looking at someone else's energy that's just a little wonky, if that makes sense. So we're going to need to dig in, that's for sure. Now, as we get to the back end, we have the Five of Pentacles. Now, this card is not all bad. I will say this, the Five of Pentacles, and we're just going to go through both sides of the coin. In its challenge, it could represent isolation. It could represent someone that's feeling a little lonesome or lonely. There could be somebody that you're missing. There could be someone that's missing you. When this is here, this is card of someone feeling like they've been thrown out in the cold. Oftentimes, this card could represent issues and not being fully happy with the work situation. Monetary issues and being tight in that realm as well could show up when the Five of Pentacles is here. But the positives is that this is not a final result, okay? It's like halfway through a journey. So this could represent a problem that pops up. This could represent something that like, no, it's not permanent. It's more of like a bump in the road. And when I see all this regenerative energy and the Five of Pentacles, now is a great time to heal these things. Worst case scenario, this card could sometimes represent abandonment issues or someone feeling like they've been left out in the cold. So we're definitely going to want to explore this further. But yeah, it's not a final result. That's one thing I want to say. So although this may be a problem that we're going to want to inspect further, it's not like case closed. So I want to dive deeper on all of the Cancer. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my good friends. Let's see what's happening. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Four of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Four of Swords time. What is going on? Thank you. Seven of Swords. Okay, this is a very, very hidden energy, and I do feel like proceed with caution is Still very viable ever since like the very beginning of this, because the Seven of Swords is either something that you don't quite see, something that's like right out of your vision, or it's something that shouldn't be trusted. So I feel like for any of you, whether you're going through decisions, whether you're going through relationship things, I think not rushing it is of utmost importance. You really need to just like give something a little time, let it marinate, let it chill a little bit. That's the main energy that's coming through to me. Now let's talk about the Seven of Swords, and now I want to get to this Five of Pentacles even more. But the Seven of Swords, you see that person, they're making away with the swords. Sometimes it can represent people that aren't super trustworthy, people that we need to be very skeptical about. So of course this could be a warning about a very specific individual, because I've been picking that up, that we're kind of highlighting somebody that might be in your circle that you need to be a little cautious with. Okay. I'm already picking it up in a very strong way. Now, the Seven of Swords, again, in its most positive form, just represents something we don't see. I feel this only applying in a strict sense if there's somebody that's dropped off the face of the map and you don't know why, or like a ghosting situation, or someone that like used to talk to a lot and then boom, they're just off the face of the map. So if any of you are dealing with situations like that, it's being shown here. But again, I'm getting this vibe that for a lot of you, there might be someone in your circle you need to be a little cautious of. Okay, don't rush into anything, or don't rush a situation or pressurize it. Like a passive approach, and let it see how it turns out. That's kind of the energy I'm picking up, because we could have a little bit of a warning here. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving, because I don't want to get too stuck here, but it already has my antennas up, right? It's got my little alarms ringing. So let's see what the Lovers have to say. So why are the Lovers here? Please. Thank you. Nine of Pentacles. Interesting, because now we have this energy on the top of like connections and people that we're close to. Now we have this very solitary energy right here on the bottom with the Nine of Pentacles, usually very grounded. Now for some of you, a person you're connected to might not be on as stable ground as they project that they might, or that you think they might. That's another vibe. So whether this is a person that's very changeable in their ways, it's giving me like chameleon type of vibes. Now I want to say this just to be completely transparent. In the classical form, these two cards are very good. They're really nice. This could talk about someone's like, yeah, we work well as a group, we work together well separate, but on an intuitive sense with the surrounding things, this is a very chameleon-like type of energy where somebody, they know how to present themselves to the different people they're around. So again, the caution, beware of certain individuals that you might be connected to, especially if they have people-pleasing types of tendencies. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is the complete opposite of what we have here on the back end. It's grounded, it's abundant, it's firm, it's sturdy, and just the big vibe I'm picking up here is like someone might not be all that they project themselves to be. Or they might make it seem like they're cool, they got it all under control, everything's fine, I got everything I possibly need. I'm not buying it with what's surrounding it. I'm really not. So just watch out for any individuals, beware of the people you're connected to, and just be very, very cautious and passive in this time. Okay, not passive as in let people walk all over you, but just watch, observe. Get into some Scorpio energy, right? You're a water sign. I'm sure you could do that too. Like observe people and just be cautious. Let's keep moving. And which is so bizarre because on its face it seems super positive, but we've been getting this little cautionary energy since the very beginning, right? Something that might seem very good, very appealing, but let's see what's under the surface here. Let's see what's under the surface. Now, this doesn't only have to be romance. This could be coworkers. It could be people that you thought were friends, especially new people. Let's go in on that Five of Pentacles. Very chameleon-like. That's just how it's presenting to me. So why is the Five of Pentacles here? Yep. Five of Swords in reverse. If you force something, if you force an issue, the result will probably not go the way you imagine it to. Okay, so again, I'm going to say like this whole passive approach, the wait and see, be very observant type of energy is 100%. It needs to be in effect. Now, if this isn't hitting for you and everything's good, everything's cool, awesome. You can watch your other alignments. But just still be aware in the coming days and weeks, especially if there's a very charming type of individual that shows face. Like these energies are coming through extremely, extremely specific. So I'm sure there's some people out there that need to hear it. But we have the double fives on the back end. In numerology, fives are similar to a tower. It's very rapid, fast change type of energy. And in reverse, like I don't see a good result coming from this. That's just the energy I'm picking up here. Whether it be all due to this person or rushing it, like what is on the outside is not within, or there is something that is not what it seems. So just please beware of the people you surround yourself with in this time. I feel like it's a very serious warning about the individuals you're connected to, because somebody's projecting an image that I don't feel is quite honest. Okay, now the Five of Swords in the upright is extremely confrontational. It didn't show up in the upright. It did show up in reverse, but to me, it's like this could be an individual that could try to make you feel bad for them. Okay, that's another thing I'm picking up here. Like we have this chameleon-like type of way, and the Five of Pentacles with the Five of Swords. No. There's no threat here, where it's someone that I don't want to say is always a victim, because I don't like using terminology like that. But it's someone that they might try to make you seem as if they're never wrong, or they're like everything, it always happens to me, I have the worst luck, blah blah blah. Like, you know, those types of individuals, that's just what it's showing up to me. But aside from that, if we're not going to focus on this possible individual, poor me type of vibe, I feel like this could be someone, if you stay connected to this energy or get too close or push the issue a little too far, the result is not going to be happy. That's just how it's showing up to me. And I know this is getting hyper specific with these messages, but I'm sure somebody out there needs to hear it. So obviously beware of the people around. Let's go through and do a quick recap. And a lot of you who watch me on a regular basis, you know, I'm an optimistic reader. I usually don't come through with messages that are this stern, this harsh. But just do with it what you will. Just play cautious. If you look here in the box, position number 1, we have the Four of Swords with the Seven of Swords in the upright. Be very observant. Again, don't push things. Have a passive approach. Don't put a lot of effort into something, because I just feel like that's the best way to handle this person, is to like not really feed the energy in. Just be cautious of the people around you. In the center, we have the Lovers with the Nine of Pentacles, and it felt very chameleon-like, someone that presents or projects like a very positive, put-together type of imagery, but I really don't buy it, because when we get to the back end, we have the Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords in reverse. The result of this could be a little painful if you're not cautious of the people around you. Either that, or this is someone that they're very, very good at getting sympathy. Very, very good at it. Okay, but again, I don't like this end result. This is something you should be cautious about. And again, I don't pass judgment on people. Everyone's gone through a lot of different things. There's a lot of reasons why people are the way they are, but at the same time, you need to protect yourself. So please take a screenshot if you'd like. Let's see what's in the shadows. So let's see what's going on for the Cancerians, please. I mean, that was way different of a vibe than what I've been seeing for you in recent weeks. So what's happening with Cancer? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. Let's get this going. Nice and quick. Thank you. Okay, so we do have the Four of Cups, a lot of mental energy showing up once again, and 4 of the 6 cards here are Swords, which is mental energy. Now, the Four of Cups is very daydreamy. This could be a card of someone being in their mind, fantasizing quite a bit, being in la-la land. So I do feel for a lot of you, looking at the facts of a situation could be extremely important, not where you'd imagine it to be, not where you want something to be, but what it is. Okay, because the Four of Cups, of course, it could be extremely creative. For some of you, if you're going through a difficult time, if this reading was hitting, creative outlets could be very good for you to blow off some steam. But the Four of Cups is an energy that's really in its head quite a bit. So overthinking something might not be the healthiest, but you might need some sort of release valve for any pressurized energy, okay? Whether it's getting out into nature, whether it's being creative, you name it, you need some sort of release. So we're just going to put that right there for now, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks of all time, the beautiful Wizard's Tarot. It's gorgeous and it works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where would you like to go for your dream vacation? What are you manifesting? Let me know. Let's bring it to fruition. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again.